there is a pandemic sweeping the nation, it is so under the radar from the WHO, the CDC, that they don't even have a name for it at the moment, which is the scariest thing about this. I'm going to call it, for all intents and purposes, grindsetness disease, grindset 25, Grovid 25. There has always been there's always been, ever since the American Psycho movie came out, people who were obsessed with productivity and waking up at goddamn 3, 4, 5 in the morning to start your day early before everyone else, because what do they say? The early bird gets the worm. But it is materialized in possibly the funniest video that we'll see this year. You may have already seen it, but if you have seen it already, we're gonna watch it again, because you really need to just witness this. Okay, here we go. the bottled water, awesome.
So we're gonna be serious about the Lord's business.
Come on. Where may he be going usually? The pool! What the fuck?
So looking at it, bro, we gotta go ahead and get him at least 10,000.
So let's unpack that. To truly understand how funny that is, you have to look at the historical connotations of grindset culture. The movie American Psycho, which has the video of Jason Bateman walking through the hallway with his headphones on that did numbers on TikTok, believe it or not, was created as a satire of this exact culture. This kind of culture existed fucking probably since the Industrial Revolution. I honestly don't know, but it's been around for a minute. And unfortunately, after American Psycho came out, which once again was supposed to satirize that whole culture, to this day, people idolize Patrick Bateman, despite him being in the movie and book a serial killer. So when you see people make these morning routine videos, you should think that they are maybe a fucking serial killer. Let me explain what my morning routine was today. Well, last night, I guess we can start technically in the morning. At 2 a.m., I fell asleep while eating granola out of a fucking jar like a little bird. And then I woke up around 9:30 a.m., which honestly isn't that bad. I rolled around in bed, scrolled TikTok for an hour, played my New York Times games, and then I got out of bed and I sat at my computer for 8 hours, broken up by intermittent moments of scrolling on my phone. There was no Saratoga water involved. There was no dipping my face in ice water. But what is the appeal of what this guy does and what so many people aspire to be? This is kind of what I would say is like aspirational content for men. Like, you could show that to a lot of guys and they wouldn't look at it with confusion or silliness. They would look at it and think, fuck, I gotta start getting up at 3 in the fucking morning. So why would someone do this? As a person who has tried this, albeit not 3 a.m., holy fuck, but like there was a week of my life, at I think the start of this year, where I was waking up at 4 or 5 a.m. Mind you, I was jet lagged, but then I just stayed on the schedule of like waking up early. And I must say, there is a little something to it. There is a little something about waking up before the sun is even up and getting all the tedious shit that you have to do done. I really do not like going throughout the day knowing that I have something that must be done that is tedious or annoying or unpleasant. That's like at like 3 p.m. That shit makes me homicidal. Like if I have a call at 5 p.m., the whole day is ruined. I am going to sit around until it's time for that call. And I feel like most people are probably like that. So to reshape your life and do everything that bright and early, to like the feeling of having everything done by like 7 or 8 a.m. is an insane, like you've got all your emails done. You've gone to the gym. You friggin' had breakfast and it's 8 a.m. In theory, on paper, sounds so good. But as someone that did it for a week, it becomes the most that is the quickest way to speedrun making your life boring as fuck. Like, you suddenly have just a void of a day. Like, what I would love to see is what this man does post 9 a.m. What are you doing from 9 until, I don't know when he goes to sleep, if he's getting up at 3, like 8 p.m. What will give you 8 hours? I think like 8 p.m. What the fuck are you doing all day? Like, so then there's the obvious, let's pick apart the video a little bit. Obviously, it's like a get ready with me, so it's a little bit embellished. Do I think he's really pouring Saratoga water into bowls and cups and anything that requires water every single fucking day? Probably not. Actually, maybe. I don't know who this man is. I know he's really big fucking nipples. That was freaking me out a little bit. Like pepperoni ass nipples. Sometimes I really, listen, if you have pepperoni nipples, power to you. If you got fucking like a tortilla nipple, live your truth, live your life. But something about them on him was freaking me out a little bit. They look like they were gonna fall off, like the surface area, or maybe it's like the pec. What the fuck? Anyways, also another bone to pick I have about that video is like ice baths. Biggest, dumbest thing ever. So over the like whenever I hear that someone is doing a cold plunge, whenever I hear that someone is fucking dunking their face in a bowl of bottled water and ice, it makes me feel so fucking insane, because one, you absolutely don't have to do that, and two, like, okay, you want the effect of like cold on you, take a cold fucking shower. Did you know that your tap water is actually pretty cold? Unless, I don't know, you live in like the seventh ring of hell, you can just take a cold shower. You do not need to go to a special place that does cold plunges. All the fucking influencers are like, at Aloe Gym, and then they like go in their little, like a bathtub that like 8 other people have like washed their ass in to like dunk into ice. You look so fucking stupid. And what is it? Okay, maybe for your face, I've heard like cold like stretch or tightens your face or something, but just, oh my god. Anyways, back to the video. So it's also isolating, I will say, when you wake up that early, because your sleep schedule is very much like, it's somewhat important to match your sleep schedule to what life is like around you, okay? If you've ever like worked like night shifts or shifts that go until like 2 or 3 a.m. and you have to like sleep until like 11 a.m. the next day to get like 8 hours of sleep. Like when I was working at Bubble Gum, they would have me fucking close at 2 in the morning. I would get home at like 3, have dinner, and then like go to bed at 4. Like, I would not be waking up until like fucking noon the next day. And you know what happens? That makes you incongruent with society. You fall out of step with society, and it starts to feel really scary and isolating. So I would not recommend that you would ever follow, like, earliest you should be waking up is 6 a.m. Beyond that, you're fucking insane. Unless you have like stocks to trade, or like, man, I don't know, like you're going hunting, you can wake up at 5. If you're going to take a picture of the sunset, you can wake up at 5, but not before 6. Or if you're doing a hike. I will say, like, I do love waking up early for a hike, but the other thing is, like, do y'all remember, oh my god, this is reminding me of, like, in Euphoria when there was, like, Cassie's morning routine, which was supposed to show, like, how bonkers it was, and then there was people, like, making videos, like, recreating her morning routine. I think as a society we have a media literacy crisis, and I'm not the first person to say that at all, but when I think of things like this, it feels very apparent because and listen, so this guy's video has, like, I think it literally has, like, almost 1 billion views on Twitter, which, what the fuck is a view on Twitter? I feel like 89% of, like, views on Twitter are bots, but a lot of people saying it's the talk of the fucking town. I see people, like, trying to, like, recreate it, mostly jokingly, but some people, like, unironically. And it reminds me of, there's, like, another guy in this whole, like, really scary, like, world that like, freaks me the fuck out. But, like, this like grind culture, early riser, early bird gets the worm, motherfuckers. His name's Brian Johnson. Fuck, that's his name. He's like a health guru, and his whole thing is he wants to never die. He, like, you've probably, if you Googled him, you'd know who he is. He's famous for, like, drawing his son's blood like a scary ass Epstein Island person, and, like, to test, like, if he's got the same, like, he's just trying to be, like, as young as, he's like 40 or something, and he's trying to not die ever, and he throws these like little parties called, like, don't die events, and it's so, like, culty seeming. Recently I saw, like, he was measuring his son's erections against, like, his own, not, like, but, like, they had like an app, like a fucking, like a boner app. Sometimes I really hate this world. He has a boner app to measure his boner versus his son's boner. They're gonna write that into the White Lotus season 4. Anyways, and he's like, waking up with morning wood is a sign that I am healthy. It's like, just accept that you're dead. Why do you want to live forever? It's getting darker and darker and darker. I want to be dead in, like, 20 years, man. I want to wrap this shit up. What do you mean you're trying to live forever, you fucking freak? Anyways, this man, I remember, like, hearing, I was, like, listening to a podcast against my will about him, and he was talking about how he fucking, like, goes to bed at 7. His last meal of the day is, like, 2 p.m. or something, and then he's, like, done. I just pounded on a fucking bowl of pasta at 11:30 p.m. Lock me up. You won't see me pouring Saratoga water into a bowl and shove my fucking face in it. I looked really crazy there. But it kind of does freak me out. Sometimes if I, like, wake up in the middle of the night, I have a really good view. This is going to sound really fucking crazy. I don't care. I have a really good view into, like, other people's apartments, and I can see some of the scary ass New York finance bros, like, getting ready. Are they calling the finance? Why did that ring once? What the fuck was that? The scary ass finance bros, like, getting ready for, I don't even think their job, because I feel like your job starts at 9. I feel like most white collar jobs, like, start at 9 a.m. So what the fuck are you getting up at 5 in the morning for? Also, sometimes if I go to the gym, like, if I just can't sleep, or I, like, wake up so early and can't fall back asleep, I'm like, fuck it, we'll go to the gym at, like, 6 in the morning, and that's where you meet the scariest people. That, like, the 6 a.m. gym folk are, like, you can tell they've been up for hours. They're, like, pounding down creatine and, like, pre-workout, and they're ready to kill it. They're ready to take fucking blood. I really hate the vibe. It also feels very airporty. Like, honestly, that's the weirdest thing about this whole waking up so early thing, is it feels like you're, like, going to the airport. That's the only time I can, like, think of, like, willingly getting up early, other than, like, for hikes, or, like, if I'm jet lagged. So, like, you know the feeling when you're like at an airport, like you're going on a family vacation and like your parents book like the cheapest fucking flight and it's like at 6 a.m. and you have to go through like customs, so like you have to be at the airport at like 3 a.m. That's what if like I can't imagine doing all that shit and not feeling like I have a flight to catch or something. But I'm being a little bit of a hater because honestly, these people that do this are probably gonna live until they're like fucking 8 billion years old. You know what? I'm gonna end this podcast right now, and then I'm gonna wake up so early in the morning and continue it. This has never been before done thing on the Drama podcast, and I'm gonna continue it and do a morning routine and see how I feel in the morning. So, good night. I'll see you in the morning. I'm scared. Oh my God. Why in the fuck do I think that'd be a good idea? It's... Okay, so it's 5:30 a.m. 5:30. And you know what? And I'm literally 2 hours late to the guy from the video. That's crazy. Like I guess he's doing that every day. He's been up for 2 hours longer than me and has been dipping his mouth in Saratoga water. What I also want to talk about that I just remembered is the tape they put on their mouth. What the fuck is that? Like, what does that do? Because I thought about, like, getting that, like, because I thought I snored for a little bit, and I was like, that cannot happen any longer, and I was going to put a stop to it, so I got the tape to put on your mouth. But, like, what does that do for non-snorers? Like, this man does not look like he has anyone to worry about snoring next to. Also, if you were in a relationship with someone that's getting up at 3:30 in the morning, I'm so fucking sorry. Holy shit. Yeah, who is also, it's all coming back to me. I think he was in my dream. Like, I didn't even have, like, a good sleep. It was just, like I feel like it was, like, a conscious, like, a half-conscious dream. But, like, who is the person that was making him food? Like, is that... It didn't seem like a very loving situation. Like... She handed him his plate of food, and then he just kept going on his Zoom call about, like, finances or something. Honestly, I don't think there's any amount of money. I'm, like, drooling as I talk right now. That's crazy. I don't think there's any amount of money you could pay me to consistently have to get up at 3 in the morning every single day, let alone 5:30. Like, holy fuck. I think I look like that bear that got out of hibernation. And, like, the fur was, like, falling off of him, like, meat off the bone. Well, fuck, the day is my oyster now. The sun is not even up. I can't go hike because there's no mountains around me. I could go to the gym, but everyone will be a fucking nightmare-ish person. I bet if I walked around the gym with an iPad strapped to my chest, playing that video over and over again, I would get high fives from at least 10 people. They'd be like, I love him! Also, this is a side note, but also just a commentary. I guess some people really treat their lives like they are training for something, and then it's just like a marathon. Like, some people, I genuinely think, believe that they are Olympic athletes, and meanwhile they work at Charles Schwab. Like, unless you're actually competing for, like, Team USA or something, why the fuck are you running 20 miles a day? Why are you like competition? I guess I just don't really come from a competitive... I've never been competitive in a healthy way. Like, I should have gotten competitiveness out in sports. And then I feel like I was competitive when I first started social media, but now I don't care that much about the competition. But, like, some people put competitiveness to the extremes, and they're like a 30-year-old adult, like, like throwing up from running because they're trying to like win the New York Marathon. I will never. I think maybe I'm just bitter because my knees every time like I move an inch and they fucking crack, snap, crackle, pop like a goddamn Rice Krispie. But I'll never understand runners. I never will. And this is coming from a motherfucker that was in running club. I was in running club doing the races. I was just slow. I was a slow child. Fun fact, actually sad fact. I was 4'11" when I started high school. I was such a late bloomer. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me. And then I like hit puberty and grew like a whole foot. But goddamn, like there's a reality where that never happened, and I'm still 4'11". I literally don't feel like I don't feel inspired to get out of bed and like go start my day. And there's no one even awake right now. Like I have no meetings to attend. I'm not gonna like read like the Bible like he was. I have Sunrise on the Reaping. Let me fucking read this actually. I'm 6 chapters in. Everyone and their mother finished it in goddamn 4 minutes flat, and it pisses me off in a really real way. I've had everything spoiled to me already. Cool. This is my Bible. Okay, last kind of just general thing on like people, that get the grindset culture of just being productivity fucking monsters is like, it kind of feels like they're speed running life. So much about life is about the beauty of running into issues and errors and inconveniences, and that is how you find the humanity in life. Okay, when you become a fucking robot and you're just like doing a series of like boxes to be checked in your like little planner, that's no way to live. Sometimes you gotta wake up at 11 a.m. Sometimes you gotta realize you didn't do a single fucking thing in the day until it's 7 p.m. And then you're like, oh my God, what now? And that man will never experience that. He will one day be indistinguishable from artificial intelligence. He's a walking ChatGPT with giant fucking pepperoni nipples. And that's his loss. And it's kind of sad. It kind of saddens me that that's what some people like want. Like that's what their ideal life is. And I get it. There's a certain inherent joy in completing tasks like a little monkey, and having everything that you wanted to complete for the day complete. But it's like, what then? Like, I think the few times I've been bored recently has been when I just like have actually gotten everything like that I wanted to do done, and I just sat around me like, that almost made me like anxious. But now I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum, and I'm drowning in things to do, to the point where I can barely even focus on my immediate surroundings. You could ask me the color of the bed that I'm lying in right now, and I'd say blue maybe. It's actually not that bad. I'm just doing my taxes, if you can tell. Maybe I will start waking up this early to finish doing my taxes. I think they're late already. No, I filed for an extension, which I don't want to do. That's so embarrassing. I just know they're laughing at me at the fucking IRS. I know they saw that paper coming. They're like, well, knew his shit wasn't going to be in on time. Oh, my God. And I really fucking tried, y'all. I started doing them. I'm yelling too loud for 4. Not 4. What is it now? 6 in the morning. I started doing them in December. And somehow, some fucking how, they're not done yet. And I have to do it in Canada in the years. Why am I talking about my taxes to you? Are you the IRS? Are you my accountant? You're none of the above, so you don't need to know. I feel like crying from waking up this early. I feel beyond fucking delirious. Maybe I should do all my taxes now. Y'all like my Buc-ee's shirt? I got in Alabama, right at the border. Buc-ee's is overhyped. I'm gonna say it right now. Just because it's big doesn't mean it's good quality American moment. Like, half of that store is just like cushions and posters, like wooden posters to hang on your wall that say like, like home is where the heart is, or like live, laugh, love as posters, and then it's like a barbecue table and like some nasty ass like jumbo bag snacks. Like, it was kind of a miss. I can't lie. I'm sorry to all my Southerners. I didn't really fuck with Buc-ee's, but I did get the T-shirt because I want to be obnoxious. There's something about, maybe Canadians will relate to this maybe, but like coming back, actually not anymore. Now that the U.S. is like literally cringe. But there used to be like, if you had a Trader Joe's tote bag and you're walking around fucking Edmonton, Alberta with that thing, you were you would be clouded up. But not so much anymore. But like, I got this Buc-ee's shirt, hoping for that, and now I feel embarrassed. Now I'm even bringing it to Canada. Oh shit. Well, don't do what I did. Don't wake up. I feel like I had another thing to say. I guess I was gonna make a whole episode on this, but there's a very interesting conversation to be had about masculinity, and the people that men and boys have to follow as like role models. And I think it's slim fucking pickings, and that's why we have dudes like this and like these extreme productivity gods and legends who pop up. Like, I just watched the show Adolescence, like everyone else and their mother. So happy. Definitely watch it if you're in a bad mood. It'll cheer you right up. I didn't really like it because I thought it was a little bit toothless. I thought it needed to go deeper. Like, there's this one scene where, sorry, my fucking iPad battery's dying because I didn't charge it overnight. There's a scene where, like, they're trying to figure out why, like, this kid got radicalized and, like, doesn't view women as humans. And they just, like, briefly are like, he's into the Andrew Tate. And, like, don't elaborate on it. Like, I was really hoping, because I went into it knowing that it would be about, like, how men can become, like, for lack of a better word, like, incels. And I was hoping they could, like, go into, like, the pipelines or, like, specifics on how that happens. And they literally didn't. They literally, I feel like it was probably, like, for people who are very offline or, like, older generations to, like, see that. But, like, I wish they could have seen, like, okay, like, young men are going online and they don't have any role models outside of, like, these kind of, like, self-betterment male masculine podcasters, and then they, like, sell them snake oil basically, and I don't know, I thought it could have been more scathing like that, and I thought it was gonna be, and then they were literally just like, yep, he listens to Andrew Tate, and that's why he stabbed her. So, fuck. But yeah. I'm gonna go back to bed, actually. I'm not gonna start my fucking day. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Love y'all. I hope you have a good rest of your fucking Thursday. I have heartburn. I didn't even eat anything. I just woke up. Alright. Love y'all. Bye!
My spotlight, Easter, pink by bitch in the under